Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Ralph.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Dad. And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
And girls.
And we want to thank you for stopping by. Well, it is definitely cold out today. We're getting started a little earlier today. We're actually working on taking the plastic off our last greenhouse. We've already changed the plastic on greenhouse number 4. We changed it on number 5. And now we need to change it on greenhouse number 6. We just got one side sliced all the way down through. Now we're gonna roll up this side of the greenhouse and we're gonna slice this side. We call this greenhouse greenhouse number 6. This is our tallest greenhouse. We actually use it to park some of our equipment in the dead of winter. However, we're getting ready. We need to put some hanging baskets in here. As you can see, we've got the automatic watering system and we have no room in the other greenhouses. Although this greenhouse is commonly used for our cold crops, we don't heat this one as often because we've run out of room for hanging baskets. We're raising more hanging baskets this year than previous years. We want to get this greenhouse up and running earlier and get all the kinks worked out. Does it ever hurt you to cut the plastic off the top of the greenhouse?
No, because the new plastic looks so much better.
Oh, there you go. Good point. Now, some of you may be wondering, why don't we just go through and remove the wiggle wire and take the whole sheet off, everything off at once? We don't do that for 2 reasons. The number 1 reason, we like to put the plastic up over top of the old plastic. It helps prevent it from ripping off the top of the greenhouse. And another reason, we don't have enough plastic for our roll down sides, so we're keeping the old plastic for the roll down sides. Ralph, look at this. I found a new home for you. I think you would do well in here.
We just got to put a little insulation in there and we'll be all good to go.
Never mind, Ralph. We found a nicer one.
Look, I even got a window. You let the breeze go right through.
Now, I'm not going to be able to record as much because this is a lot of handwork, and we're going to unroll this entire roll of plastic, and it's double layered, so we're going to have that pocket of air in between. So we have to get all of that set up. We've got it about half pulled up. We're having a problem. The wind is already starting to pick up this morning. We got started earlier than usual, but this is going to give us some trouble as we go through. We're just trying to get this last part finished up. It's not easy as you get to the end. Very tall greenhouse that we have here, so it's hard for us to get it all the way over, but we're just about there.
Can you go over and help Matt pull up over there?
Now we just have to get everything evened out. We have to make sure it's all straight. There's a seam in here somewhere we have to find. We just got this plastic put up and it was terrible. The wind really started to blow. I wanted to record some of it, but there was no way I was going to be able to record and help out. We finally all got it wiggle wired down. The plastic, when the wind started blowing, it was like 20 feet in the air and it was going back and forth. So it was very frustrating and it was very difficult, but we finally got it all wiggle wired down. So now all we have to do is take off the excess plastic, and then we have to hook up the motor to blow air between the 2 sheets of plastic, and we should be good with the plastic on this greenhouse. Well, now that the plastic's on, the only thing left to do in this greenhouse is completely clean it out. We've already got a lot of the pallets and boxes that we use for the greenhouse moved out. We have to move the old Ford out, and there's still some stuff behind that we have to clean up. So part of the spring maintenance with these greenhouses, we have these bars that run the whole length of the roll-up sides. And as we run the lever over there, it starts to raise these sides up, and then it allows airflow through our greenhouses. However, over time, the bolts will rust and they will break, so we have to go through and re-screw new holes, and then when we run the lever, it brings everything back up. Yeah, Dad just laid down in burrs right there. So you're gonna have fun taking all those off.
I'll give Lauren something to do later.
As Ralph cranks it up down there, we want it to roll up even. And as you can see, it is even the whole length of the greenhouse. We just went across the bottom of our greenhouse. We made sure all our eye hooks were in place. Now this is literally clothesline that we got from like the supermarket. We bought clothesline and we fed it the whole length of the greenhouse. So when we open up our sides and the wind starts to blow, the sides don't smack back and forth, possibly breaking something. This clothesline helps to keep it secure against the greenhouse. We've been doing this for a couple years now. Every once in a while you got to replace it, but it's not too expensive. And this is something, if you guys have greenhouses and you have roll-up sides, this is something I recommend. We just use regular old clothesline.
At least the old ones, they just sit there.
They like your mouth.
Did you hear what I heard? Ralph and the chickens are best friends.
You should have seen that chicken. He was excited. He caught a worm. They were all chasing him.
So now I'm just gonna show you. Now we're not slobs. We try and keep things pretty tidy. And as you can see, everything's kind of thrown about in here. So a cow got out one day and we were trying to get it back in the pen and it ran in here and all this stuff was stacked up. You think bull in a china shop is bad? You should have seen a heifer in the greenhouse because it wasn't good. We missed this old red truck. We're gonna try and get it up and running. Matt was working on it over the winter, but we didn't have the right stuff for it, but maybe one day. We just about got everything cleaned up in here. We've got to clean some of these weeds out. There's still some stuff in the back we've got to pick up, but it's lunchtime, so we're gonna go up, eat lunch, and then we'll be able to finish this afterward. Well, we just got finished with lunch. We had chip venison. Oh, it was really good. Only problem is I ate a little much, and now I'm moving a little slow. We've basically got everything cleaned out. There's some stuff down at the other end, just a few things that need to be moved just yet. However, since we're basically done with that greenhouse, we're ready to move hanging baskets in, and we've moved a lot of hanging baskets down here. We've got the full wagon. We've got all of these ones on the ground, the ones in front of the wagon, and I don't know if they're all gonna fit. We're gonna try and cram as many of these baskets as we can into that greenhouse. I also wanted to give you an update on some of the stuff that we planted for ourselves. Now this is cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower, things like that we're gonna be planting in the fields and we're gonna be selling to our customers. And as you can see, some of it is coming up really, really nice. You really start to put it in perspective when you think about all the work that goes into getting these greenhouses ready and these plants ready. It boggles the mind when you think back about all the work that you put into these jobs. I got wet. Before we can put these baskets up, we got to plug all the holes. We've got a few that have blown out, so we're gonna get the skid steer loader and Dad's gonna ride on top and fix them. Trying to go through and make sure all of these are opened up. We have them all closed down because we usually hang baskets in here and these go pretty fast. So as you're taking the hanging baskets out, you close up the waters so you're not wasting water. But now you got to go through and make sure that every single one gets open backed up. You never realize how important these things are and how important it is to do this job until you mess up. And then you lose a basket. Then you lose money, you lose time. It's not good for anything.
I'm evening out the hooks so we can space the hanging baskets properly so they grow well.
That went really well. We got all our hooks put into place. We've opened up all the little waters. Now we're gonna turn it on just to test it to see how it runs. There you have it. The greenhouse is ready for hanging baskets. Now we just need to move a couple of these baskets out of the way because we're actually going to take this wagon, take it to the very back end of the greenhouse so we can fill out pretty far with what's on the wagon. However, we have a really tall area, and the best way to hang that, using the skid steer loader. We'll show you. I don't know, whoever invented the skid steer loader, I hope they're a millionaire somewhere.
They're a genius.
Move back, buddy. Move back. Alright, I just wanted to update you guys before we actually did it. We're gonna put a door, so to speak, on the front of this. This is only temporary. We're taking a piece of the old plastic that we had, we're shaping it, and we're gonna put it across the front. We just put flowers in here. It's actually, what is it, tomorrow night or the night after it's gonna snow?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night it's gonna snow. So it's amazing how fast the weather can change where we live in Northeast Pennsylvania, but we gotta make sure we get this front end closed up. I don't wanna say we're living in luxury now, and it may not be the most perfect door, but it don't look that half bad. We're eventually gonna put swinging doors on it. We thought about putting in the type of doors that we have on the other one, the doors that come right up over the top, but we back equipment into this, and this greenhouse is a little taller. If we add the door, it's gonna take some of our height off, so we wanna leave it the way it is. We might put swinging doors on, we just haven't decided yet. And once we reach a certain time of the year, this door is basically open all the time anyway, and we know it's not gonna get too cold, so it's just temporary. Whew, I'm starting to get tired for the day. That changing the plastic on those greenhouses, it really does a lot for you. You're dealing with all the sun shining in your face. It just wears you out from pulling on all the plastic. But we've got basically everything finished for the day. The calves just got fed, big cows got fed, the chickens are all taken care of, and we're good to go. Now there is a light on this egg grater. As you can see, it's shining from underneath these eggs. Now that works for a twofold purpose. It's called candling. Now you probably can't see it on the camera, but as these eggs go across, you'd be able to tell which ones are fertilized because of the light. Now we don't have any roosters on our farm, so no baby chickens can come from these eggs, but the candling serves two purposes. We can see if any of the eggs are cracked because of the candling. Now this right here is a cracked egg that I put on my flashlight. This you can see is what happens when we candle them. If we see something like that, any light shining through the egg, we know that it has a crack in it.
Oh! Oh! I'm too old to go up and down these steps. I'm putting in an elevator.
I'm a big man with a little sink. If my wife's little sister and I can fit in the same apron, does that mean we're the same size? Let me know in the comments, please. I need to know these things. Don't tell me to do it one-handed. I am not that gifted. Yeah, I knew that was kind of random, but we need cookies for the farm market. and Lauren and I made some. We're not gonna icing them till probably tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. These are gonna be Italian cookies. They're basically a ricotta cookie with an icing on top, a cream cheese icing. And we made a few for the farm market. We're all done with making cookies, so now we're going up to the house. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna tell you what we're having for dinner tonight. We're having Salisbury steak, baked sweet potatoes, and green beans. Ooh, sounds good to me. Now it's not dinner time just yet, but I left all my batteries down at the farm market and I don't feel like walking back down. So this is where we're gonna end the video today. I wanna thank everyone for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.